Did a lot of research on this next group, coming in at number 80. I believe it's number 81 on Billboard's Hot 100, week of August 23rd, 1980. Let me bring up that Hot 100. Number 81, Shiver and Shake by the Silencers. Different Silencers. This is the group from Pittsburgh, PA, not the Scottish band that became popular later on in the new wave scene later on in the 80s. Although the Silencers from the Pittsburgh, PA group all had a little bit of new wave in their sound. Let's go back, though, to Frank Cherry. He was the founding member of this band. Frank Cherry, very talented guy from Pittsburgh, PA. He was inspired to become a singer, to go into music when he watched this all R&B review back in the sock hop years. It featured Clyde McPhatter, Lil Anthony and the Imperials, Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, Bo Diddley. Man, this was a super show. By the time he was 14 years old, a friend of his invited him to join a band called the Igniters. The Igniters became pretty popular in Pittsburgh, PA. Now, this is in the mid-60s. 1966, Frank Cherry and his band, they were signed to the Atlantic record label. And they changed their name. They became Jimmy Mack and the Music Factory, released a couple of singles. In 1970, Frank Cherry played in the Jaggers for a while, but then in 1974, my goodness, he became lead singer of a heavy metal group called Diamond Rio. Diamond Rio, they put out about 4 or 5 singles, 3 albums. They were very popular in the Pittsburgh, PA area. They were a 4-man band, and their biggest hit was they did a cover of Marvin Gaye's Ain't That Peculiar, a heavy metal version that featured the talk box. They were one of the first acts to use the talk box, sort of a sound effect you can get through a guitar. Joe Walsh used it in Rocky Mountain Way in 1973. Bon Jovi used it. Bad Medicine and Living the Prayer back in the 80s. And so here we are, 1974, Diamond Rio using that sound effect. Their version of Ain't That Peculiar went to number 44 on Billboard's Hot 100. And they performed in arenas around the world. They performed in arenas with Kiss, Aerosmith. They also appeared on American Bandstand. Mid-70s. But by 1979, though, post-Diamond Rio, Frank Cherry, he was producing demos for the Precision record label. He was producing demos of original music. He assembled a group called the Silencers. It was a bass player, a drummer, and a keyboard player. Had the band in place. Came up with this red-hot demo tape. The head of Precision Records, Tom Cossey, he said, "Man, this is one hell of a demo tape. I'm signing you guys. I'm going to sign you guys to a 2-album record deal, 2-album deal." This was before they even performed their first gig. So their first album, Rock and Roll Enforcers, produced by Bob Clearmountain. There were 2 or 3 singles off that album. One of them was Shake and Shiver, coming in at number 81 on Billboard's Hot 100, August 23rd, 1980.